guys, welcome to Cult Film and Review, the podcast where we discuss the films you love but no one else gets, and we see if they still hold up. Tonight, our sleigh has crash landed in the sandy beaches of Florida, and we are calling out to each and every one of you to help us because we're talking about Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. So let's start the show. Hey guys, thanks for joining the cult. We really appreciate it. Do us a favor, head over to iTunes, leave us a review. We will give you a shout out at the end of the show. Then after that, head over to cultfilmandreview.com. Make sure you get your request in for films for us to review, and then pick up your t-shirt while you're there also.
T-shirt.
Sorry.
I thought I needed to throw extra in.
And then come on down to Film Bar on July 5th for a hard ticket to Hawaii with us. It's going to be a very good time. They can get tickets where, Chris?
Thefilmbarphx.com.
That's correct. And as always, I am joined by Kyle Smith.
Hey, how's it going?
Chris Wilmert.
Hey, what's up?
And Michael Slucio.
Hello, everybody.
Tonight we are talking about Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. It was directed by R. Weiner, was written by R. Weiner, and came out in 1972 and currently sits at 11% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I really wanted the date to be R. Weiner as well. In my head, that's what it played out.
This was a fan's pick.
It was. This came to us from Mr. Stephen Donovan.
You didn't pick it?
Inside joke. Doesn't play on the show.
Ow. He could play it on the show and apologize right now, but he doesn't want to.
Wow.
No, go on.
I can do it right now.
Just joking. Just joking. Edit that out. Edit it out.
somebody's
I
in
sure
trouble.
will.
Yeah.
I'll fucking
I'll
do it. I'll
fucking do it.
it.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Every pick's my pick.
I thought it was funny. It wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
It's a Kyle pick tonight.
Okay. Go on. Sorry.
Mr. Stephen Donovan brought us this fan pick. He had to say, if you want to see Santa and a giant bunny nearly kill a happy-go-lucky dog, then this is the film for you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what he wrote.
You know, that's everything I've ever wanted in life.
That's all he wrote, huh?
That's it.
That's it.
So really
didn't
set
rate
us
it?
up. No, he left us a
It's an
rating.
interesting
okay,
takeaway.
Save that for the
We
end.
get that to the end.
All right.
Save that
Yeah,
for
of
the
course.
end.
Good. All right.
Make him listen all the way through this episode
Yeah,
because he made me watch all the way through this movie.
Oh.
Wow. Give it away.
he sure did.
That's how this works.
That's how it works.
Been doing it for 4 years, no differently.
Let me ask
Yeah.
this. Let me ask this question around the room here, and I feel like we all know what this. I feel like I know this one. Has anyone seen or even heard of this movie before?
Negative.
No.
First for me.
I had not even heard of this. Not ever. Not once.
Not ever, not once.
Not a whisper.
Hey, you know, it's in the sea of Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story. This is the Christmas tale
This is
that
the one that
fell
got
between the
lost.
cracks.
This
Yeah,
is the one that got lost.
yeah. Wasn't on circulation in the Smith house.
You mean Brother Ryan?
Yeah,
I really think
we
they,
didn't have a Christmas bond over fucking this movie. So
I don't think this necessarily hurt the film by any means, but calling it Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny was like, I every time I think of it, I keep wanting to think the Easter Bunny.
Well,
and
it
it's
isn't.
And there has nothing to do with
You
Easter
wanna know
or
why?
ice cream.
Want to know
actually.
why? Because what the hell is the Easter Bunny doing around on December 25th,
Yeah.
Chris?
What the fuck is the Ice Cream Bunny doing around?
Yeah, what the fuck
He's
is
selling ice
bunny?
cream.
Why?
It's winter.
He never stops.
You
yes,
know.
it's winter.
The high season.
The other thing too, I'm
Peak
like,
sales.
was he supposed to be made out of ice cream? I'm looking at that.
Well, that's what I
There's
thought
nothing
too.
to do with ice
I was
cream.
like, okay, yeah, there's something gonna be ice cream related with this guy. The only thing I can gather is fire truck.
Yeah, dude. If you're going out, if you told me that title and it said, Cody, there's this movie, and it's called Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, I'd be, oh yeah, dude, that's a porn. Like
No.
that sounds like it's a
I
porn
never
title.
would
I
think
thought
that.
It's not a porn title.
I honestly,
No.
I thought it could have. If it's gonna go any other way than the way that I guess it did, I would think like horror movie, like
Really?
yeah.
I was like, yep, that sounds like something that was put out in the 70s. And
Yeah, you know what really sucks is I watched Kyle's clip of it first, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be hilarious" because some metal music just kicks in.
Oh.
You
I
know?
edited that myself.
And yeah,
can
and
I
it turns
say-
out that metal music never came for me, and I was waiting for that scene like so hard. I was like, "Man, they're gonna really throw this metal music in late in this movie."
Your perspective going into this was
Why-
definitely skewed.
How could you have put that together?
I don't know. I thought like that's
Did you
a
not
weird.
look at the year of the
I
film?
did not look at the
No.
So
year.
death
No.
metal
Get
didn't
it.
exist in
Yeah,
1972.
thrash,
I
it's
get it,
thrash
though.
metal.
That's
Thrash,
right. Yeah.
thrash
Oh,
metal's
I'm
like
sorry.
80.
If
yeah.
he doesn't have any idea
You're
what he's
getting
in
my heavy
for,
metals wrong.
Yeah, you are. And it's not heavy metals.
Don't be
It's heavy
disrespectful,
metals, not
Mike.
plural.
How many metals are there? Are they
So
all not
many.
heavy?
So many.
There's thrash metal.
Yeah.
There's death metal. There's
this is
black metal.
Sludge metal,
I can't
doom
just call it
metal.
Doom metal.
I
We've
just can't
talked
go
about
heavy
this
metal.
before. It's as many genres as there are in punk as well.
Yeah.
I did
I
know.
know.
I
It's
seriously
ridiculous.
was waiting so long for that, and then when it really that scene actually came up, I was like, "Fuck you, guys."
What? But wait, no, come on. You had to have known that song was relatively modern, though, right?
Yeah, but I was waiting. I was waiting, dude. I was waiting for. I was like,
thought it was
that was
some-
because I was like,
But you
oh,
looked
a
at the
fan.
year.
No, I was like, a fan picked this movie, and it's like for this to be a cult film, there's gonna be that really weird thing at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
You
I don't know
know
what you're talking
I'm
about.
waiting for that really weird thing at the end.
Cody,
and it
you-
never came.
Yo.
Well, it came, but
It did come, and the weird thing was a goddamn fire truck with an Easter bunny making a left-hand turn with a bunch of kids singing and laughing and having a
you
great
didn't
time.
think this whole movie was weird.
I did think the whole movie was. Don't get me
okay.
wrong, but like I was like I went into it with that perspective
Can't
of
believe
like
you thought about
it
it.
was
Like,
gonna
I
be
get it.
even
I wonder when
weirder.
that metal conclusion is going to
I
come.
did not
That
see that
fucking
video.
last-
And I'm
Oh,
glad
lucky.
I didn't
You're
because
lucky.
See,
No,
I had a
but-
total different.
Yeah,
thing with that,
I saw
but-
the trailer. Like I saw the trailer a while back. I think Kyle, you had pulled it up.
Yeah,
and showed
when
it
it
to us.
first came through.
And I was like, okay, fucked up, scratchy ass film, weird, crazy looking Easter
Yeah.
bunny character
Sold.
and
Chris-
Santa.
Chris said sold.
Like, yeah, we need to definitely check this out. We definitely need to see what this is about. And then after reading the synopsis, that it was kind of a mashup of things.
And with that being said, Kyle,
Yeah,
it's time.
that was a weird noise I made.
It's time for plots with Mike.
Okay, so I think we first need to say that this has been two. Do we say it now?
Yeah, I think this is perfect.
Two films, right? There's two films. Where they each tell a story, but basically the plot of this it's a bookend movie, right? So you have Santa Claus. He's flying around. He flies over Florida and he gets his sleigh stuck in the sand, right? And all these kids, they try to help him out. And in the meantime, he's like, "Hold on, let me tell you a fairy tale."
Yeah.
And I guess in one movie he tells Jack and the Beanstalk. In the other movie he tells Thumbelina. But he tells him this tale, and this is pretty much what 3/4 of the film.
Yeah, it's like solid 45
basically
minutes. Yeah.
It's basically a delivery system for this nursery rhyme thing or whatever you would call it, fairy tale.
Hey, yeah.
And then it ends with him concluding his story, and the ice cream bunny shows up and tries to help him get that sleigh out of that sand. Does he succeed? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's probably going to succeed.
it's a kid's
That'd be a
movie.
really shitty ending.
Dude, yeah.
I mean,
Nope, that ain't gonna do it either.
That's the other thing.
That's it for Christmas.
hell, that's it, kids. No toys.
That's the other thing too. Is like, again, I just hit play. I didn't like look at read anything, and like I didn't realize at first, like, again, thinking weird 70s movie and waiting for that twist to happen, and no, it was just a kids movie, you know, and like, so I was okay with that, but it took me a good 5 minutes to realize, like, oh, okay, nothing weird is gonna happen.
Nothing out of left
Yeah.
field. Yeah.
I just thought, you know what we should do you should take that clip I made, Chris, and then use that for like the promo for this episode.
What's that?
The clip I made with him with the metal music, but then like put like titles over it, like
Send it
Santa
to
Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah,
like
send it to
Yeah,
me
people want to. Yeah, dude, that was the only way you're gonna get people to listen to this episode.
so they know what the fuck we're talking about.
sorry, that was a weird segue.
All right, guys, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. And we are back. We are talking about Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. Woo. So that opens up with these. So, dude, I will say this. These songs are amazing because they are literal as fuck.
Not only that, every so often they don't rhyme.
They no.
Like they'll be like, "Here we go in the woods. What should we do? I don't know." And you're just like, "What?"
that rhymed. You can't even. You're so good at rhyming. You couldn't even mess that up.
No and woods rhyme.
You made it rhyme.
You said go and no.
Yeah, but Also, these songs.
I believe that's known as.
It sounds
I don't
like
know what
the
fuck you're
lyrics
talking-
are
okay.
literally put just to match the tune of the song.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what needs to go here. So I'm just going to say, and that's why, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like I'm
And
just going to end with some random
It opens.
sentence.
It opens up with a bunch of elves in Santa's workshop, just slaving away,
Yeah.
Children,
Pretty
child
much,
labor.
yeah.
Child labor.
Essentially.
singing the song about where is Santa? We don't know. Let's look for him. I don't know. Where is Santa? Can't find him.
These are the literal lyrics,
Yeah.
I think. You wouldn't be off. It does
He's
sound
not
like
dead.
it
So
does
we'll
seem
make
like
toys.
somebody wrote down their first thought.
For real, Chris. It does go into that too, where they like gets into their psyche. Where like, we hope he's not dead in a ditch. We hope he's okay. He's our friend.
Did I leave the oven on? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll
should
just
go
keep slaving
back home.
away.
My favorite thing is when they open
Have
the
to
door.
pack.
They open the door to like check outside to see if he's outside, and it's like the least snowiest place you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Desert plains,
With
like in
reindeers.
winter.
Yeah, it's a dune.
Fucking, it looked like looked like an old western. They open up the door to like, what the fuck is
With
this?
some elk out there wandering around.
Is that True Grit out there?
I don't know what's going on there, but pretty sure that's giraffes.
Yeah. And they close the door and they're like, well, we guess he's not up there.
Nope.
We'll look again.
This is a lot of the movie.
Yeah, for real. And then they're like, well, they never tell you how close to Christmas it is.
No,
They're
it's a
just
couple
like,
days. It's
couple
like
days.
Yeah, they
3
do.
days away.
just a couple days from Christmas. Hopefully he shows up.
Anyways, so enough of that song.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next song, which is Santa being, crashed landed. It seems on the beaches of Florida.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's
in
this
the wastelands
long
of Florida.
Did anybody
narration.
think what a strange location
No.
for this
No.
tale?
No, can I
Cheap.
tell you why?
Cheap, so cheap.
They were like, we live in Florida.
Florida.
Let's just make it here.
Everyone
Yeah,
knows the best.
makes sense.
The best filmmakers come out of Miami Connection,
Right?
True.
right?
It's true. Put Miami on the map.
Put it on the map, and Santa
Nobody knew
Claus.
where that place was.
No one went to the beaches before Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny.
It's true.
This is 72.
Seven-
bro.
seven-
They
72
thought the
was a
whole
big
time,
year for
Can
Miami.
I find Santa on the beach? We should go in bathing suits and find out.
Yeah.
That's how empty
And
the
that's how it
beaches
happened.
were in 1972.
Yeah, people
and-
don't remember that he
That was before spring
reinvented
break.
That's
The
before
concept of
spring break.
surfing. Surfing was extinct before Santa came back and brought it back.
So he wakes up sweating his ass off on the beaches of Florida.
Yeah, in,
Yes.
in his sleigh that's under an inch of sand.
And then he sings a song about how terrible it is.
How hot it is.
Yes,
it's
how hot it
so
is.
hot for
Yes.
him.
Yet he refuses to do anything about that problem.
No, he
like
doesn't.
go in the water
Dude,
or take
can-
any layer of
Or
clothing
yeah,
off.
or even go like 10 feet into the tree line and get
Right.
some shade.
Like,
Santa's got a real phobia of leaving that fucking sleigh.
He does.
Does he though?
Yes.
Okay.
well, wait a minute. Doesn't the sleigh magically go with him wherever he goes? So I wonder if like wherever he
oh,
went,
we're
he
getting
would
way
be in
too
the
far
sleigh.
ahead.
We
We're
can't
getting
jump
way
that
too
far.
far ahead here.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I'm just saying Santa's got magic.
Well, he we don't find that out until he psychically summons all of the nearby children.
Yeah, which he can do.
Which is
Yeah.
fucking weird as hell.
Dude, that whole lead up scene, like of the kids playing and then freeze framing on some strange like
Yes.
scene, like that was like the
yeah.
start of what I call like the fever dream that is this film.
yeah.
And then just
Oh,
Santa,
no.
Tina,
Fever dream, no doubt.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polly.
You know what was
And they're like, God?
The weird part about the scene was every single character had a specific name except for the girls. There was one that
Yes.
was the girls.
Yeah, when it was the girls jump roping, and it's like,
They're like,
Yeah.
girls.
I'm like, why didn't they get names?
They didn't deserve
Like, why the only them?
At that point, again, I'm thinking I'm watching Kyle's movie. So when he says girls, I'm thinking girls gonna kick on something funny like that. No, it doesn't.
No.
No.
There was
I
yeah.
can't believe you went through this whole movie.
First,
thinking
I know.
that.
first disappointment, Kyle.
See, yeah.
Cody thought
So I
thrash
love-
metal
that's-
soundtrack.
That's why I
didn't
love
happen.
sending
You know
jokes
that
out
80s
before
Van
you guys
Halen
watch
tune?
it.
I wonder if it's going to show up in this movie from 1972.
Maybe it's a re-edit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right?
And then again, like, why?
That song I use is actually from a band from like 2015.
Yeah. So honestly, during this scene you're talking about where it freeze frames on every kid,
yeah.
it does it in such a way that like I do start getting a horror movie vibe
Dude,
to it.
you know why? Is I feel like the freeze frame and the general actions, and if you factor in like the way the music kind of like reverbs out a little bit, it almost feels voyeuristic in a very creepy way
Yeah, it
when
does.
these
It
kids
does.
freeze.
It feels like Santa is mentally like seeing these children and then calling them to his bidding.
Well,
he's
which
doing.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
which is literally what he's
Is
doing.
literally what he's doing.
But it's like the most, it's the creepiest vibe you could ever
It kind of
get.
reminds me of like, I don't know, you guys read A Wrinkle in Time? Like they're all bouncing the balls and then they all, okay, well, we'll go off not that analogy. How about that one?
Have you guys seen?
It does seem like an old
DuckTales.
episode of like Star Trek though. Star Trek.
Okay.
Trek. People have seen Star Trek. Is that what you guys have seen?
Star Wars? No.
Star Trek. No, you
Is
know
there
what
a
I'm
Rick
talking
and
about,
Morty
Cody.
episode you can relate this to?
Yeah, probably not. Maybe. There's a lot of shit going on in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he
no, I don't.
freezes time.
It's just it does seem like some weird sci-fi esque, like almost something you see in the Twilight Zone. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
but it's also like so stupid that Santa's just stuck in the sand.
No, it's ridiculous. If
It's
he's so
absurd.
powerful that he can communicate with children through his mind,
And-
and he has reindeer that can somehow fly, why didn't he just jump on a fucking reindeer?
I love how his reindeer ditched
left
his
him.
ass.
They left him. It
Yeah.
was too
They're
hot.
like, yeah, hot as fuck. See ya, Claus.
yeah,
Just-
but he could have climbed on fucking
He-
Dancer or something
Yeah.
and got the hell out of there.
yeah, he could have straddled Prancer.
I'm sure he could have laid across
Wouldn't be the
several
first one.
reindeer. It could have been a fucking platform of reindeers he was on. Flying.
It's like like fucking the
That's-
scene from Aladdin. And you're like, "Whoa." Except the song would be like, I'm flying.
No, instead he summons these kids to him, and when they get there, he leaves it up to them to get him out of the
Yeah,
sand.
figure this shit out.
Figure it out, kids.
Time
He
to
said-
problem
he said-
solve.
He said, I give you gifts every year. This is the least you can do.
Least you can fucking do, you
For
pieces.
once.
Yeah. And he's very, very good at he's very, very good at encouraging the kids until it doesn't work immediately. And then he's like, oh no, this is just awful. This is just terrible.
I thought the
Oh!
same thing.
And I'm like, give it a fucking another try.
Well,
Jesus.
when the first kid walked up with like a fucking dog or whatever, it's just like that ain't gonna
No,
work,
well, the
kid.
first-
Jesus.
First kid walks up with a mouse. It's just like they get bigger
A
and bigger.
mouse?
No,
I thought it was a
just
gorilla.
No, it is a gorilla.
Which I was
no,
like,
was the first kid a gorilla?
It was
Yes,
a gorilla.
It was a
Yeah.
gorilla.
You know what?
Which was
First
definitely
one.
not a real gorilla,
This-
everyone. I just want to let everyone
What
know.
fucking
I know that.
Florida zoo did that come from?
Not the
You know,
costume
this,
shop.
This scene stopped me in my tracks because then I like started going down a journey. I was just like, what the fuck is with gorilla suits in like the 60s and 70s?
They loved him. They were gangbusters,
It was
man.
that was like a surefire win.
They brought,
You
they,
wanna- you
they
wanna
would bring
laugh?
one home to their wives and scare them. You know what's funny is my deceased grandfather did this in the 50s. He like dressed up like a gorilla and scared his neighbors all the time.
Oh my
It was a
God,
hot-
Bigfoot must have been
hot
huge.
new move.
Why?
Yeah.
Hot new move,
Why?
man. Hot new move. That's why. You know how everybody dresses up like the Tyrannosaurus Rex and runs around all the time? It's the same
Is
fucking
that the
shit.
same
Yeah,
thing?
but
It was
those,
gorilla
ha-
back
those
then.
Gorilla
haven't
back then.
those
Gorilla
haven't
back then.
those haven't randomly trickled into like a fucking like a love drama. Like, oh,
Give it
hold on, I
time.
got a T-Rex here.
I
Give
don't
it
know.
time. Give it time. It's in the next probably fucking.
Yeah, I heard
Rebel
it's in the
Wilson
new
movie.
Spider-Man movie.
It's the next James Bond. He's like, he's cracking into the safe, and like T-Rex goes walking by.
So this-
T-Saw.
the
You'll never
next-
get away with it. Like, it's the villain.
It's his pet. He's got a pet T-Rex.
Bond, no one knows what T-Saw looks like.
T-Saw.
What are we fucking talking about?
T-Saw.
They've made up a Bond villain out of.
T-sword?
Yeah, T-Rex
Sorry.
suit called T-Saw.
I don't know if that's going to be funny, but who knows? It was funny to me right now.
I think it's funny.
T-Saw the Bond villain.
We're all over the place
Where
in
were
this
we?
episode.
No, we're
I'm
not.
surprised,
I know
surprised
exactly
that
where we're at.
T-sword didn't come out of that fucking that mixed bag of circus animals.
Back in time, Tyrannosaurus. Like, kids, where did you get that?
How are we gonna get the Santa out of
Oh
the
no,
sand?
I don't think that will work.
We met a wily old man with white hair.
So literally, there's 20 kids. There's literally 20 kids. 20 kids that show up to Santa to help him.
Oh,
All
shit.
20 of these have to bring an animal for Santa to be like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
And he's always bitching about you gotta back it in.
Yeah.
Gotta back it in.
This is like 10 to 15 minutes of the movie is
Yeah,
them
that's what I was
trying
gonna
out
say.
animals.
What follows is 15 minutes of different animals
Yeah.
being tried and failed.
Yeah.
I just feel like at some point Santa's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I forgot. Kids are fucking stupid."
I was on the edge of my seat the whole
It's a
time,
horrible
though.
superpower.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because I thought for sure, like a horse or a donkey was gonna kick a
You
kid.
can't back it in.
Like them creeping up behind, someone was gonna get it.
I think a sheep would have done it.
A sheep would have
One
fucking.
or
had
two
a
kids
sheep.
got lost in the making of
They
this
had-
film.
they
I
had a sheep.
guarantee you.
They're just
After
jerking
this-
all those animals
It
around,
really
dude.
it really lingers on that kid and the sheep walking away, though, doesn't it?
Sure does. It's like the fucking ending of Hulk. You're just walking down a lone highway. It's like Highway to Heaven or whatever. the fuck. Sorry, go on.
So Santa after this decides I'm not gonna let the kids. He's real big on not letting the kids down, but he's not good at coming up on ideas how to get the fuck out of the sand.
It's
Yeah.
so true.
So he comes up with the idea of like, I know how I'm not gonna let these kids down. I'll tell them a story
A story about perseverance.
about
faith
faith
and believing.
and believing.
And like we said before, there were two. There's two. We should probably
Yeah, there's two different ones.
The disclaimer right now, I don't know to the fan that chose this film whether you watched the Thumbelina version or you watched.
I got a
but
good
all
guess.
of us did not know, and we've all seen only the Jack and the Beanstalk
That's
version.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
This part, you definitely had seen the other one from your rating.
Yeah, based on his suggested rating,
rating.
we think that
Which we'll get to.
Yeah, which is fine.
But I feel like this might be an exploratory thing because if he didn't know,
Yeah.
now it's like,
Now
oh,
we're
there's
blowing
another version.
Yeah, now we're blowing
Yeah.
his mind. Now his mind is blown.
maybe, or maybe it's just
Boom.
like if you idiots did five.
Yeah.
yeah. It's another one of those moments, Mike.
We don't do that.
What's research?
So Santa goes into this story that takes place in fucking 1976. Like that's something. As soon as this movie like started, I was like, "What year is this supposed to be?"
The outfits and everything threw me off.
It was such
and
a,
the haircuts.
It's a blend of like this, like
It was like 16th century mixed with like 71.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like they're living in like a 70s
Can I tell
like
you?
ranch style home.
Yeah.
that's the like one of the things I absolutely loved about this movie. I was like, "Oh, one cool choice that I really actually liked about it."
You thought that was a choice?
Yeah,
No, I think it's the only house they could afford.
Yeah.
I think they just used what
Yeah.
they had.
I don't
It's
think that
probably the
and
director's
that
house.
wasn't
No,
ac-
I'm
that
talking about
was
the
an
out-
actual house.
I'm talking about the outfits.
No,
the look of that.
and my response was, and you say that was a choice.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like the comparison between like
The styles, how they blended the
Jack,
styles.
like Jack and the Beanstalk, like their style, like the styles of Jack and his family versus like Honest John.
Even Honest John has touches of the 70s style.
No,
He's-
he looks like he's straight
he's
out
saying-
of fucking
he's saying-
Victorian.
He's saying that whole segment has like 70s clothing mixed with
Yeah.
No,
16th century.
Have you
Yeah.
seen It Follows?
No.
Chris?
Yes.
Okay, you know that she's reading off of that like reader, that like e-reader, but it's like a shell.
Oh, turtle.
Oh
shell?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a turtle shell. Well, not a turtle shell, like a shell, like a seashell, right?
For wiping?
When I saw that immediately, I was like, what piece of technology is this, right? It was the director's choice to
Guy
make
doesn't
it
know how
like
to
it
use
was
shells.
like timeless, right? Like future shit and 70s shit. That's what he's talking about.
Right,
He thinks they made a choice.
I think they made a
Okay.
choice to blend the two.
I think here's what. Okay, Cody.
You made a Demolition Man
think-
joke while I was explaining
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
I just
he
wanna make sure
fucking
you
did. It
were
was
there.
hilarious.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think this is how this film came to be. They had two locations. They had the
Yes, they
beach
did.
in Florida, and they had the stage where all the kids from the acting school came from.
Mm-hmm.
The interior of the kids' house was on that
Stage,
stage. It was a
yep.
stage set. The exterior market was a stage. All of these, the Giants' house is a stage. I think what you're seeing is they're at the whims of whatever that costume department happened to have that day.
Oh, I agree.
yeah.
I don't disagree with
I
that.
don't think it was a
Not-
creative
yeah, I don't think it was an
decision.
artistic
No,
choice.
definitely
I
artistic
don't know.
decision.
I think there's some definitely some artistic decisions in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't, but I think it's more like, should we go with evergreen or lime? I don't think it's like what looks better.
Well,
I don't think they were
yeah.
making a deep meaning
Yeah,
film here.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know that they were
So
trying
we're-
to express.
We're taking
something, but-
deep into the psyche of Santa
This is as Biden numbers a movie as you can get.
and his tale of Jack and the Beanstalk, where
stage play.
Honest John the used cow salesman.
Yep.
Funny take on it. Like it. Has now gotten into magic beans.
I gotta say something about
Here he goes.
Honest
Here he
John.
goes.
About Honest John?
Oh, Honest John.
that guy's a sleazy motherfucker.
Old HJ.
He is a sleazy son of a bitch.
HJ.
Old HJ, as they
Our
call
friend
him.
HJ.
Everybody knows good old
Honest
HJ.
John.
No,
That's what they call him.
he is a
Got my
slime.
beans from HJ.
He was skeevy right off the bat for me.
He was.
Like right off the bat, I'm
He's
just
slimy.
like,
He was slimy,
this
slimy
actor,
bastard.
But here's the thing: I don't think the guy was really acting. I just think he was just like,
Like they hired Honest John, the car
Yeah.
salesman
And
who
he's
owns,
like, I just
who
want
owns
you
a
to
Chevy
play-
dealership
Yeah.
we
out in
just-
Miami.
Right when we got into this segment, this is where I started to really notice the bad acting,
Yes.
borderline creepy acting, and also questionable. Like, okay, clearly they just found whoever they could find to be in this movie. None of these people are trained actors.
Well, no, I actually I disagree with that because I feel like that these people are stage actors.
I do too.
And I
think
feel
their
like
community.
they're
yeah, but like
acting.
on that level, right? Like, I mean,
Yes.
this is not
Yeah.
good. This is
They're not
good.
film
I don't
actors.
know. John's a little bit better than he's probably the best of the community.
Can I tell you
filmmakers.
That's a look. I'll give you
I
that.
am not. I'm not 100% sure, and let's not just blame his acting for this. But I swear to God, at one point in time, another actor off on the side is talking, and Honest John turns around, clearly points to the director, is this my mark? Like, I'm not even joking. He clearly turns around, looks at somebody off stage,
I did
and
not
just
see
like
that.
asks a question in the middle of the shot.
I feel like I saw a lot of fourth wall breaking throughout this whole movie.
I don't think it's fourth
Really,
wall
it
breaking
took
as
me
much
out
as
of the
like
magic.
some editor didn't catch, the guy say cut. Then no one said the word cut. It was just the actor turning and saying, "We're done," right?
There's parts in this movie where dialogue is completely missing. Like
Yes.
somebody says something and the word never appear. You never hear it.
There's a lot of hard edits that clearly
Mhm.
I don't know how these came about, but you can
Yeah.
tell like, whoa, you cut that all wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you added some weird B-roll and tried to like fill something in because you obviously forgot to shoot
Right.
something or something.
For sure. It's all patched
Yeah.
together. Very rough.
Yes.
Very rough vibe. But right when we're introduced to Jack and his family, even that, even then, it's just so offbeat. Like for this story, this children's story that we've probably all grown up with and read and seen versions of before.
Not
and-
like this.
And it opens with this really bad lip synced song by Jack. And and it introduces you to
Oh,
his
man.
mother and his sister who looks like a Manson girl.
Forgot about that song.
And he foolishly trades for these beans and takes them home and he gets scolded and
Dude.
told to take this shit back. Like, why the fuck did you do this?
They throw it out. They throw it out the window, and that fucking rope jumps up.
Immediately, that rope, grows. Which I was like, okay, now I really am starting to laugh at this movie. I'm starting to see the absolute corny cheesiness of this movie.
Yeah. So Jack climbs that beanstalk,
He does.
and then we have another fucking song happen.
Oh God.
Fee, fi, fo, fo. Oh, God.
Oh, you hear
that
it quite a few times.
fucking song.
What I like is that it's clearly not the guy singing.
No,
No.
it's not.
Like I believe the kids might have went off into a booth and
Dude.
sang that song, but
Yeah.
this guy is clearly not.
I
They
gotta-
got like Pavarotti to sing.
If
this
I
song.
gotta give stage fright, but nobody on that stage award to one actor in this film, it's that fucking giant.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's just so scared.
Really?
Yeah, to me, like he just doesn't know what the
That's
fuck
what
he's
I'm
doing.
saying.
He looks
dude.
uncomfortable.
That's
he
what
looks
I'm
so
saying.
uncomfortable.
There's so many people in this movie that have their own version of that look in this movie. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Honestly, it's funny talking about acting. I feel like the the best performance in this entire film is actually the kids reacting to their names being called and almost turning into looking like mindless zombies and running off towards the
Yeah,
was
yeah.
those each kid the way they reacted, it was the same for all of them, and it was I thought, that was pretty good, creepy but good.
Natural feeling.
But yeah, everyone else, man, they look like they're not at place in anything that they're doing. They're not comfortable.
Exactly.
No, not at all.
Exactly. Yeah. The acting is
Except
just-
for maybe the Giant's wife.
Well, I had to laugh because when you're introduced to the giant, yeah, you get this this operatic singing voice, but his speaking voice is literally the most like aggressive, shitty, grunt like speak you could get. It reminded me, if you guys remember that internet video Unforgivable. He's like, give me the chicken and waffle fries for free.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was this guy every time he was yelling at his wife throughout this film.
Yeah, your job as a giant is just to get golden eggs and have your wife cook you food.
Can I say though, I definitely feel like she was an abused giant wife.
She
was,
did.
yeah.
I had the
There
same
was a
vibe.
definite like thing where I was like, oh, this
Yes,
is kind of
dear.
like, yeah.
Keep yelling
Yeah.
at me, dear. Yes, dear.
It was terrible. And then all of a sudden, this is what's weird too, is that like it cuts to when Jack gets there, and then her attitude changes.
Mhm.
Then she acts like she is the more dominant one.
She's like, yeah, I'm
Like,
going
well,
out.
I'm just gonna go out.
I'm
And
going.
you can
I'm
take care
going
of yourself.
out.
I'm going
like,
to Miss
all of a sudden she
Ogres.
becomes like Peggy Bundy, and I'm just like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? Like her attitude changed from
After he's fed, he's gonna
scared.
take a nap, and then it's like,
Yeah.
now it's her
I'm
time
like,
to
well,
shine.
what does this guy do for you? Like, it looks like it seems like he's just keeping you captive at
Listen,
this point.
if you're
is
the
this guy
only
You're
two
like the
giants
slave
living on a
woman that lives
cloud,
there.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's not.
You gonna be
there's
alone?
not a
You
lot
gonna
of.
be alone, Chris?
There's not a
Going
lot
down
of
that fucking
giant
beanstalk
options.
What's this guy?
as fast
hey,
as possible.
Hey, baby, what's this guy do for you? Huh?
What's this guy?
Hey, baby, what's he-
Seriously, she
Why
feeds
you with
him.
him?
She feeds him creepy crawlies and ox head, and calls him dear, and he just grunts and yells.
Listen, girl, if I was with a giant like you, I wouldn't treat you like that. Treat you like that.
Yeah. Girl, take off that bonnet. Let's see that red hair. You ain't gotta hide.
You ain't gotta hide with me. It's okay.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
I feel so close to you.
But
right
it did
now.
make me uncomfortable. Can I say that? I
It
felt
did.
like his character
Super
made me a little
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. His aggressiveness and I was like, that's an interesting take on it.
It was-
on this
yeah, it
giant
was weird.
Couple.
Yeah, but Jack sneaks in, and he's like, you know what? I'm getting that fucking that magic hen back.
Yeah, he steals that.
That's right.
He's
Which
like,
really-
well, they allude to earlier where they used to in Jack's song.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, they allude to the fact that Jack's family once was in possession of just about every magical object in this world, right? And then their dad traded them or got rid of them
Yeah,
along
they
the
made it
way,
sound
and
like
now
somebody
they're in poverty.
stole, Yeah, the
And it's-
magic.
So he's like, he sees this hen,
Whatever.
and he's like, "Psh, that's our old fucking hen right
Everything,
there.
everything
Get her
magic
back.
too is
Yeah.
also made out of duct tape and spray painted gold.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. The golden hen definitely looks like when like an Applebee's gives your doggy back to you and tries to get clever. It looks like one of those things. You know what I
Like a
mean?
folded
When they make it like a
cardboard
fucking
origami
like a
fucking
Like a
head.
bird. Yeah.
like when they put like a
It-
bird,
It looked like some
your turkey drippings, and
shitty, beaten up wooden Goodwill home decor hen that they slapped some paper mache on and
it's so
painted.
true.
It looks like the paper mache globe I made in kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's like that woman's head in Asylum. It was just like a wrapped mannequin.
Yes, exactly. Terrible paper mache. Yeah, so he gets the golden hen who lays golden eggs and he gets away.
He does get away.
He
Yeah,
gets,
it's
he gets
But-
away. Jack gets away. He's out scot free. But you know what, Jack? We find out he's a greedy man.
Yeah,
He is
well, but
very
we
greedy.
the mom tries to teach him a lesson and say, no, we only use this golden egg when we need to.
Yeah.
But he says, hey, I feel like we deserve more.
That's true.
So Jack goes back.
Yeah.
Jack goes back.
He wants to go get his harp now too. His dad's harp.
Yeah, his dad had a harp that played beautiful music on command, and he said, "You know what? It doesn't have any value, but we can have good music in the house again."
Yeah.
Which he's a big fan of because he likes. He's more of a rhythm and blues kind of guy.
Super
But he'll,
into
you
the
know,
moody blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll go with some harp music. You know,
Yeah.
the shittiest looking harp you've ever seen. With
Made,
Well,
from,
I
made
love
from the,
the-
same material.
Let's
I
call
think.
it the
as
mag-
most
goose.
magic harp you've ever
Yeah.
seen that can
I lo-
repair itself.
I love the special effects shot of the strings moving.
It's clearly
Look like
like a
somebody's
dude-
moving pasta sticks,
it's clearly a guy just like tapping.
tapping the table beneath it.
At
Yeah.
the point
Look at that.
I started screaming no fucking way was when he was climbing back down the beanstalk with the harp and his whole arm was through all of the strings. They were busted. There was like one string left on it.
Yeah.
And then when he gets inside the house, it's like perfectly like put back together and he's like, I brought this down. It's like that thing looked like shit 2 seconds ago.
no, it still looked like shit when he ran it in the house, Chris.
No, it looked a lot better.
So he gets that, and what was that? Was it the boyfriend? Who was that guy?
Yeah, he was a boyfriend. He was like, probably one of the Manson family too.
Jesus Christ.
He was just happy to get his harp.
Yeah.
He's having to get the heart back, and then
But the whole time that this is going on, the
he's
giant,
getting chased by the giant.
the
At this
giant's
point,
coming, yeah, and
he's getting chased, and then
Dude,
he takes the smallest hatchet in the universe.
This is great.
I'll tell you what, I laughed so hard at this, Chris, because this is the one. This is the one that got me. When he chops down this beanstalk, the giant falls past the window that must have been on the 12th story of whatever.
They're actually
Didn't
an
quite
understand
that,
complex.
yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. The 12th story of whatever village that Jack might live in at this time. Because you just see the giant this rag. It looked like beach towels tied together.
Totally did.
with like a hat on or something. Like what? I think it's like
It's like
old
all the other
scarecrow.
stage clothes they didn't use in the back, wrapped up with a hat.
It was the scarecrow costume from Wizard of Oz and shit from the last thing.
That
they
just
did.
zooms down and crashes about 5 to 10 seconds later when it passes the window.
Oh my
And
god!
meanwhile, Jack's out there standing up with the hatchet. Like,
It's just great because it's like, assumingly this is a huge giant, right? And like,
Yeah, he's just laying in this village.
He's just laying in this village. It's like nothing. Like it's
Dead
nothing.
dead carcass.
They're celebrating inside, all
They're
hugging each other,
Yeah.
kissing each other.
no, they use that. That village doesn't let anything go to waste. They're using that
What's even
carcass.
we didn't forget to mention it, but earlier on, the mother
dark.
opens that window that we see through at the end when the giant falls through, and I laughed. This is the point where I was laughed out loud because I thought she was going to open it as going to be like an actual outside kind of looking thing. It literally looks like just some quick painting somebody did, like of a landscape, you know, like some shitty landscape
Rolling
painting.
hills plus blue.
I'm like, oh man, okay, yeah, we're in for it here.
So this is also one of my favorite Honest John moments. So afterwards, it's like, yay, the giant's dead. And all the people come in and they start having a party.
Celebrating.
And Honest John walks by the window and he gives the kid a look like, hey, is it cool if I come in? Like, he doesn't say it. He just points at himself like, gives it that look like, it's cool, right? I'm good, right?
Everybody's
like, we're good.
okay.
Everybody's happy. I can just come on in and like party it up with you guys.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
You're not
yeah,
mad,
come on
right?
in. And I guess
Everyone fucking hates
falls,
Honest John.
Does he fall off the body of the giant? Did he not know he was walking on it? Did I imagine that?
Well, before this, we forgot to mention that they're like basically like they're trying to get the whole town riled up to go tar and feather Honest John
Yeah,
for
because he's
selling
selling fake beans.
bunk
Yes.
ass beans.
Boy, yeah,
Honest John's
everybody's-
bunk ass beans. That's a fucking t-shirt right there.
Get you some.
New Cold Film Review T-shirt. Honest
Bunk
John's bunk
ass
ass beans.
Bunk ass beans.
There's like a golden retriever. Like, what's the recipe?
Bunk ass.
Yes, the town is mad at him obviously when he does that, which makes it all the more weird when he kind of like gives Jack this look. Like, I know you tried to rip the entire neighborhood off, but like,
We're in a time
We're
where
all
you
happy,
hunt people
right?
down. We're in this time where you hunt people down.
Pitchforks.
You drag them
Through the streets.
You slap tar all over them, and you feather them, and you humiliate them in front of everybody.
Yeah.
and this
You
guy's
feed
not
'em to
scared.
the
He just wants
ants.
to party, man.
This was a party, dude.
He's like, I know all these
He just
people are
wants to
mad
make
at me.
money.
Dude, he's
dude.
there to sell beans.
You know
That's
how much-
all he's
you know
there
much
for.
giant meat
You think,
he's about to
you
start
think how he
selling
saw
to
it? He
people?
saw it as just like, this is a great.
Hey,
money
look, I got
making
the entire
opportunity.
town in one room. I've got a new thing. It's like magic,
Turns
you
out,
know,
it turns out to be one of those like
No.
dildo
No, he's-
fucking parties.
He's
What
lit.
the
It's like,
a
fuck?
sex party.
everybody.
A sex party.
Let me tell you
Not a
about
sex
right now. You
party.
can get the double XL
I'm sorry, a
bean.
sex toy party.
This motherfucker.
It's called like what is it, like an intimates party? What are we
Guys,
calling
he will
it these-
definitely be selling that giant meat.
Selling knives.
Yeah, he's gonna be saying Honest John's giant meat.
Yep.
It's gonna be his
Anyways,
new
am I
racket.
right?
So many great T-shirts coming out of this conversation. Honest John's giant meat.
Honest John's used sausage.
Am I wrong that Honest John doesn't fall off the giant? God damn. God damn.
That's what you Honest
Train
John's
wreck.
giant sausage.
Used sausage.
No, the sausage is made from the giant meat, so the
Yeah.
giant
Oh, yeah,
sausage.
that's right.
It's Honest John's giant sausage.
Yes.
He just got it.
Sorry,
He
I
just
love it.
got
I love
Oh
every
my
second of
God.
It took him a year, but he got it.
That's okay. Can I ask that
Christ.
question
it.
one more time?
Let's
Yeah,
do
do
it.
it.
Is it a cult film?
Yeah. It's funny we don't. That's the question we don't ask enough.
Yeah.
No, like he falls off the giant, right?
I don't know what scene you're talking
What do you
about,
mean
dude.
I have no
falls
idea
off
what-
the
yeah.
giant.
Yeah, I have no idea what scene you're
Honest
talking
John, you know, but you do know what I'm talking about when he walks past the.
about. Nope, don't remember
party.
that part either.
Oh my
I
god!
do.
All right, well then this is going
Explain
out
it.
to blink.
Yeah, explain it.
There's a scene.
Explain it to us.
Everybody's like, Jack won. Okay, the Giants dead. Hooray! Right? Let's have a party.
Yeah.
And
hug each other and kiss
all
each
these
other.
all these people start coming in, including the two guys that won a tar and feverum, right? They all come in and they're just like, "Yay, Jack won!" And everybody's cheering inside. And past the window,
Yeah.
Honest John is there.
Yeah.
Jack looks back, sees him in the window. They make eye contact, and Honest John points at himself like,
Yeah.
"Hey, it's cool if I come in, right?" and Jack gives him a look like, "Oh shucks, come on in,
Yeah,
Honest
of course,
John."
of course.
And I could have swore that he then falls off the giant. Assumed he falls off the giant body.
Oh, like
Oh, is it?
He didn't know giant body was
Like,
there.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Did he not
He tripped
know?
over it. He tripped over the giant
Yeah,
body.
maybe.
It's, dude,
How do you
it's
trip
hon-
over a giant body?
It's Honest John's wacky antics.
Yeah.
That good old,
He was-
good old Honest John.
He was too concerned with getting in the good graces of Jack, the hero, that he tripped over the giant's body.
I could have sworn I
Silly
saw
John.
that, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't see
Silly
that.
John doesn't matter.
And I have no one here to
He comes
confirm
in
it.
and he
Silly
starts.
John doesn't matter.
He starts shaking hands, putting his arms around everybody, and
I'm pretty
embracing.
sure he gets into the house. Yeah.
He gets in definitely.
Well, that-
He
that-
Well,
gets
everybody
in.
knows an Honest John can only get in if he's been invited in.
Hey,
That's true. He was.
That's what he was really trying to do. He's like, now you're all going
He was
to
flying.
die.
He was
my
flying
God.
by the 20-story window, and he's
Right.
like, "Can I come in?" It's
I'm
cool.
going to tell you the truth. I'm a fucking vampire.
So
you're all going to die
That's not the end
now.
of the movie.
Yeah,
so I'm,
don't
I'm
forget-
actually laughing
not
out
the end
loud
of
at
the
this
movie.
point.
don't forget that Santa is weaving this tale the
This
whole
is
time.
just a tale and a tale.
Yeah,
tale and
it
tale.
is.
After this, though, Santa snaps out of it.
Which I want to say, by the way, when I was reading the Amazon Prime description of the film, it was so like masterfully written
Yeah,
because they made it sound like Santa gets caught in the sand and blah blah, and
yeah, I
then
got it pulled up.
it devolves into a fantasy within a fantasy.
Yeah.
And I
They
was just
weren't
like,
kidding.
wow, you really sold this fucking movie
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. Too bad I've already watched it, and this is stupid.
Yeah, yeah. So we get back to Santa's dehydrated fever dream, as I like to call it,
Yes.
because, like, to me, I couldn't stop thinking, like, this man is so hot, he's hallucinating and telling this story to this audience of children, and yeah, I feel like he's on the brink of death at this point.
And this is like and then isn't this the point where it's really funny? Like the kids hear the story, and then they all just get up and run away screaming.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
Which I
Santa
think it's
just
the
leaves him alone.
It's the
Yeah.
second time we see the exact same shot because he stands up and he like holds his arms out like
Oh.
"Be gone, my children."
Oh, we totally forgot to mention these characters.
What characters? Oh, these fucking
Huck-
forgettable
Huck Finn.
characters.
I didn't
yeah.
understand the point of them.
There
I
was
know,
no
but
point in
I
them.
fucking love the scene when they're on the raft and that raccoon is clearly scared for its fucking life and is clawing the shit out of that
That kid's
kid.
brave as shit, dude. I would never do
True.
that.
Like
You pay
that's
me enough.
what's that? That's another tale. What is it? Huck and what?
Yeah, Tom
Huckleberry-
Tom
Sawyer.
Huckleberry
Tom
Finn.
Sawyer and
Huckleberry
Huckleberry
Finn.
Finn.
Adventure
Yeah,
of Huckleberry Finn.
yeah. So in the beginning of the movie,
Sorry, I don't know. I just assumed it was so knowledgeable that I could mumble it and you would still know the answer.
yeah, that
We
was
get
good.
it. We get it.
Okay, but yeah, no. At the beginning of the movie, they come floating in off the marshes of fucking Florida, and one of them is holding a raccoon who's clearly panicked as fuck
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
this
it's
thing
getting
wants to get
wet,
off.
and it is like climbing all over this kid. And this kid is struggling to control, and like the look on the. It's funny. I thought about this when I was watching it. Mike, you pointed out the face on the chicken in Pink Flamingos.
Yes.
When it looks like it's like
This is it. This is how I die.
it realizes that it's dying. It's like the same face of the raccoon. Raccoon's just like, I'm fucking dying right now. I'm fucking dying.
I don't have any other options. I'm standing on top of this
Oh
kid.
my god, it's so true.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyhow,
Anyways.
they played nothing. They played no roles
yeah,
in
they
this film.
hide in a bush and they're watching the whole thing and they don't really do anything.
They literally
Yeah.
do the shittiest exposition type dialogue too, where it's like, I wonder what's going to happen in this story. Let's continue to follow and enjoy it together.
So this
Like,
Yeah,
is
but
a,
then
this
Santa
wait.
just,
This
like,
is a story in a story in a fucking story. Because this
it's-
movie is not about Santa, not about the Ice Cream Bunny. It's not about
All of
Jack
it.
and the Beanstalk.
All of
This
it.
is just an extra story in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry
It's the
Finn's.
lost-
That's the lost. It's
the
the lost
chapter
tales.
that Mark Twain that was discovered.
Yeah,
It's like, and then Huck and
ended up in
and
Florida.
it's so fucking meta. Even Santa's got tales to tell within Huck and Tom's story.
met good old jolly Santa Claus.
on the beaches of sunny Florida.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I believe Mark Twain was ahead of his time. Ahead of his time.
You see the publisher just like, Mark, I don't think this is gonna work. And he's just like, you put that in.
What is it? No ice cream bunny.
Okay.
No Mark.
This will be the last book I write for all you.
Fucking get it. Tell him we'll take it. He won't read it. He won't read it when we put it out.
So can we
Sorry.
please get to this part of the movie?
because then we get to we cut back to Santa. He's finally thrown in the towel and wearing that sweater.
Yeah,
he's given up. He's
says
ready to
and he has
derobe.
like he has he has the most like everyman white tee on underneath.
He's fit and he's fit.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
he's got dad bod.
Yeah, I
he's
wouldn't say
got
he's
major
fit.
dad bod.
He's got dad
Nah,
bod.
he's fit.
And then we just start
Fit as a
hearing
fiddle.
He's got a beer gut.
we start hearing the faint sounds of sirens.
Yeah.
Oh God!
For the
Yes.
next 20
Air
fucking
raid
minutes.
Sirens.
Air raid sirens.
For the next 20 fucking minutes.
A good 20 minutes until Santa Claus decides to explain the concept of sirens. Did anybody catch that? I hear sirens going off. There must be a fire. Well, no fire, but that means
No
there can't be
smoke.
sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's only sirens with fire.
This is
And
him
I was just like,
slipping further
what?
into delusion and closer to
Yeah,
death. Mike.
this is
Seriously,
dehydration does to you.
20 minutes of that siren going off, and these fuckers driving through the woods on an amusement park.
Oh,
fucking!
I
My
like how
God,
it leads
this
up though,
scene.
because before we know anything that's going to happen, all we get are like Santa confused sirens and snippets.
So
Yes.
And
so
you get like a tire moving, and then
this-
like a white hand on a steering wheel, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?" And
this scene is
And then the reveal.
a horror movie scene.
yes, it,
It
totally
shot
is.
like a horror movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was intentional. If it wasn't, I mean, this is a great thing to happen on accident.
Why do you think I
but
put music
from
to it?
start to finish. Yeah, like you're saying, you get the buildup of like what is about to happen. What are we about to unleash here?
Just-
with this growing sound
Yeah.
of sirens in the background, and
It's
this
going to turn into Hostel 4.
suddenly you hear the song of this children singing, but it's not. The song is not above the siren sound.
No.
That's the creepy part. Is it's like undertone
Yeah.
for
Can I say
this
something?
terrifying siren.
Did everybody watch this in closed captions?
Yes.
How many times did you see the caption say indistinct singing
Yeah.
from children?
Yeah.
And I was just
Yes.
like, Jesus Christ. Even the guy's like, I don't know what the fuck they're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Exactly. So funny.
Fuck it.
No.
So, but here's the greatest part. When this machine, this fire truck rounds the corner
with the
with
slowest
this
fucking fire.
It's the
expressionless
slowest.
Easter bunny at the wheel, okay? And I'm thinking there's a guy in the suit actually driving this thing blind with
Yes.
about 15 kids hanging off every
A
edge
dog
of this
running in front of this thing.
and a dog that is actually testing like the boundaries of this vehicle, like throwing itself in front of it, getting out of the way at the last second.
That fire truck does some swerves, man.
Well,
You move.
oh yeah. There's that turn it does where every kid grips on for dear life, and you can see the fear in the grip of the wheel that the bunny is like.
Yeah, it's like-
he's like,
It's
fuck!
a
I
moment.
almost lost it right there. I should not be doing this. I should not be doing this
I
right
say
now.
there's also a moment where the dog ends up on the fucking fire truck.
Yeah.
And it's like going ape shit, man.
Yeah.
And the kid that's holding it, I could have sworn he looks off to the right and he looks like he's pointing at the right. Like, I can't get him to stop.
Yeah, it's gonna attack me. It's gonna. Oh, and
It's
also,
so fucking.
Tell
What's
me.
so much.
What's funny is when we get the big reveal of the fire truck and the scary Easter bunny driving it, and as it comes around, if you look underneath the fire truck, like through the gap there, you see that clearly some kid is trailing behind trying to jump up, and he tries 3 or 4 times before his feet finally leave the ground and
Yes.
he's on the fire truck.
he like fell off and was trying to get back on or something.
That definitely happened.
Yes, for sure. I am shocked there's
All I
not
can
an
think is, like, how
accident
many
caught on tape in
Oh,
this.
that probably was. This is back in the day where they were just like, "Get up, kid. It's fine. I'm paying you for
Every
this." All right?
parent doesn't care that their child is literally like hanging off the edge
Really?
of this
Why
open
didn't you
vehicle.
grab onto the
Do you
fucking
think they're-
fire truck like I told you to?
I don't
This
think
is
there
your
was.
big shot.
I think these were like neighborhood kids, and they were.
They're all
parents.
well.
Yeah.
I think they were all kids from the playhouse that they shot the entire movie in.
So this Easter bunny, I mean ice cream bunny, rolls up in a fire truck.
Yeah, and then
Thank God, because Santa and him go way back. Apparently,
Yeah.
they know each other for a long time, and thank God, Santa never thought to summon, psychically the ice cream bunny.
Well, that
Who
the
can
ice cream bunny
dance?
would be busy.
could dance his ass off. That ice cream bunny can dance his
I
ass off.
thought it was eerie. His feet. Like,
feet were scary as fuck,
Then
dude.
wait,
dude,
again,
they were.
this
There was
whole
it was the
segment.
creepiest bunny suit.
What about the scene where it you notice? Oh, the suit can blink, but only one eye works.
Yeah, he winks like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to be like it's a cute moment. It's winking, and you're like, that looks.
No.
What's funny is the
murder.
first wink. I feel like
It's
the
a face
first
of
wink
murder.
happened before they said action, like wink action. Oh shit, wink again, and they just like, well, I'll keep the whole footage.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll cut it. We'll fix it in post. And I was like, nobody knows how to
The
edit.
scariest part of it is when there's this. It's like a quick glimpse of it. You see it, but when you can see whose ever soul's eyes were in the mouth, peering out
Yes.
of the suit, you're just like, oh fuck, there's
But,
a murderous
Dude,
person in
this
there.
movie though, it completely takes another weird, eerie, fucked up kind of scene because then after they do their greetings, hey, what's up, yada yada, it just cuts to the dog barking violently at the
I was
camera.
Saying.
Kyle.
I'm like, is this from like a fucking like kids or
No.
some fucking weird movie? Like it had that vibe.
I thought this would be a great shot for an 80s gangster rap music video. I was like, put this on some Too Short or some Dog Pound and throw this shit in the background. It looks vicious as fuck with the kid's feet all surrounding it.
Yeah.
Like the dog's just like
the dog,
losing its
the
shit
dog
on its
wants
leash.
to eat the fuck out of that camera
like
lens.
a spike collar on. I don't know if it did, but I felt like it did.
I don't know what they put in front of that dog's face.
They
that
put
made
a
it
camera in its face.
Probably
and it didn't
that
like
fucking
it.
Maybe that's
baby
why
raccoon.
it's barking on the car. Maybe
Yeah.
because they were doing a dolly shot backwards with the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then there's a fucking camera I hate.
He just really hates cameras.
Felt dangerous.
It's
That's
just
all
like,
I
I
know.
can't stop
Well,
this
it's weird.
dog.
Doesn't it go like slow mo and the dog's still barking at the
Yes.
camera, and even the audio cuts out, and you don't even hear bark. You just see him and it's just like, what the fuck is
snipping at the-
fucking
yeah.
happening?
Yeah, it's pretty
And
interesting.
then what happens after that?
Well, they just
What
fucking
happened?
leave.
They
Well,
leave
yeah,
all the fucking
he
kids
Jumps
there.
in the fucking fire truck. He's like, "Yo, my ride is
It's
here."
here, yeah.
And he's like, "This is all I
You
need."
think we can make it in
I
3
guess
days?
fire trucks fly because they go to the North Pole, right?
Here's the thing.
Assumingly,
Yeah, because it's the slowest fucking fire truck
It's
ever.
a crank. It's a crank start. He's got to
Yeah.
crank the engine to start it.
Yeah, it's true.
and like laugh or something while
But then,
doing it.
that's the weirdest. Then the weirdest possible twist happens in the movie.
Which is the sleigh can just magically disappear.
It just goes where he goes. Yeah, because the kids are like, let's fuck with this sleigh. Because, of course, they're kids.
Yeah.
And it disappears. So you're telling me that Santa Claus at any point in time could have been like, I'll just walk to town, summon the sleigh, and now it's on the street.
I have a question. I have a question. Is the narrator the bunny?
No.
I
It's
don't.
just-
I thought it was God.
It was a random
The
person.
narrator's like a random woman. I'm
Yeah, a
guessing?
random
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
And because there were some times where it was like it would show the bunny and you hear the narrator, so I'm like, is that her voice?
I'm gonna-
like
No, that's just a
No.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
It's Meryl Streep.
Meryl Street.
Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep.
We couldn't
Her
get
cousin.
Meryl Streep, so we went with Meryl Street. We thought that it was
Some people
close
might
enough.
be. We thought,
Yeah.
yeah, it's close enough. Just
We
roll with it.
might trick people at Redbox. The new Meryl Streep film.
Oh my
Did
God, I
anybody
love Meryl
else?
Streep.
Anybody else get the vibe? Just talk about Santa. We didn't talk about him that much. Anybody else get the vibe that he was like maybe drunk? Like maybe
Yeah.
the actor was kind of
It's hot out
wasted.
there.
Like some of the
No,
lines
I
that he
think
would
you-
deliver
having you
were
tell he
very
was
slurred.
covered in.
No, I think you nailed it, Chris. If he was doing any sort of acting, he came across as Santa that was going through this like
Heat
stages of fucking heat stroke. Yeah,
Stroke Santa. Got
dehydration.
it. Yeah,
You don't want heat stroke Santa
I'll
here.
run with that too. Not drunk
That's
Santa.
what would have been on his Santa grave. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. And we are back. What do you say we rate this Mammer Jammer?
Let's do it.
What are we rating it?
We are going to rate this. Stephen Donovan wants to rate it Thumbelinas, and he gave it 3 out of 5 Thumbelinas.
Man, so he must have saw the good one.
Did anyone think that maybe now that I know that there's two, I'm like, what if the other one's like, I kind of want to see it just to be like, is it Durham?
I definitely want to see the other
Like,
one.
was one better?
I don't know
Can I
how
just-
we would even find
I
it.
would
This was
watch
hard
the-
enough.
I
Yeah,
would,
right?
I would watch just that, just that portion of the story. Sorry,
Get it.
I need some water. I
Get
apologize.
it. Get
everyone.
it. Get it. Are we back?
I'm waiting for him. What do you mean, are we back? We're waiting for him.
Yeah, the host, you know?
Yeah.
I would go back and just watch that portion of the movie. I wouldn't rewatch. I wouldn't need to see the Santa parts linked in.
Yeah,
up
I don't
to
think
it
you
again.
really need that.
Yeah, I got that part figured out. All right, let's start with, you know what? I think I'm going to start with the person who may have enjoyed the movie the most. Chris.
I like that you try to like predict
Yeah.
what it's gonna be.
I haven't gone first in a long time. But go ahead, Chris.
Okay, maybe next week.
We'll
Kyle.
see what happens.
No, I mentioned it. He'll
Roll the
never go
dice.
first ever fucking again.
Roll the dice.
Ever again.
Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But I did have fun with this movie. It took me a while to get there. I probably didn't start laughing until 25 minutes into the movie. I had the same impression as you guys, like, what the fuck is going on here? Am I going to have to watch kids' songs and like fairy tales and just a really low budget community theater shot on film version? Really bad, poorly made film, like looks like the scraps off the floor were used to shoot it. And yeah, what a bizarre story too. And as it went on, seriously, I started laughing more and more and laughing out loud more and more and thinking this would be probably a good group watch. And I liked the Jack the Beanstalk story as a kid, so it was kind of interesting to see this take on it. Very strange, very strangely cast, and bad acting, laughable acting, definitely quotable. I would like to go back and watch it again, check it out. I'm going to give this 3. I had fun with it. I think it definitely belongs in like a so bad it's good category. Maybe not, I don't know where exactly, but if you're into seeing just crazy, like shitty movies, I think that this is like a fun one to watch.
Okay. All right.
I kind of want to go next now.
Kyle?
After hearing that.
Kyle?
Yeah, so this movie is it really is like a fever dream of a journey. It's insane acting. It's a lot of the same stuff that Chris said, but here's the thing. I'm gonna come in on this film at like can I do a 0.5? I'm gonna do a 0.5. I'm gonna do a 0.5.
I'll allow it.
But here's the thing. Every person listening, you need to go watch this movie because it is fucking insane and ridiculous. And all the same stuff that Chris described, the bad acting, the bad set design, the terrible everything. It is laughable and ridiculous. And I agree, it is something that you definitely could put on as a group watch to laugh at it. I mean, Riff Tracks did a version of this film. So I think it survives on that merit, but from like if I'm looking at the film itself, like this is just garbage. So yeah, 0.5 from Kyle.
0.5 from Kyle. I'll go next because I'm half a point higher than Kyle. I'm at a 1.
Not a 1.
And the only reason I'm giving them 1 is for their pure ambition. You know what? They fucking tried. I'll give them that. Like, man, this was painful to watch. This is not an easy watch. This movie's like an hour long. I thought it was 3. It was bad. It's like when the sirens start, I was mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to fast forward through. Like I was fast forwarding through the movie. I was like, just where's the end? Get me to the end. Just fucking get me through when these sirens stop.
No, that's no way to understand or
You
enjoy
know.
a movie.
No, it's not.
Understand.
I had to wait another day.
You
to
missed
go
the whole point.
You missed the artistic value.
You-
I had to wait another day to go back and watch the end because I was like, fuck, I had to watch the end of this fucking movie for this stupid show.
So your problems with the show?
Yeah,
No, I'm just
definitely.
kidding.
No. It was just hard. It was so. It just I don't know how you make an hour-long movie drag that long, but you do. I didn't find any charm in it either, man. But except for that damn ambition, they have ambition. I'll give them that. But yeah, star for me wasn't my cup of tea. I don't think I'll ever watch this again. You know, guys, you can skip it. I'll be honest. Kyle says you have to watch it. No, skip it. Mike.
That was a hard end. A little silent there.
I think I want to give this a 2.
Wow.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, all the reasons you said, Cody, like when I was watching this film, I was like, fuck, man. Like, when is this going to end? This film, like, warps the fabric of space and time. It's like a paradox. It's just like how long I've been. I felt like my girlfriend was going to come in and be like, where have you been? I'm going to be like, I was watching the movie. It was only an hour long. She's like, you've been gone for 3 months.
It's a real fire in the sky situation.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I did, though. This film is long as fuck, man, and you're right. Like but god damn it if I haven't had more fun fucking talking about it, which leads me to believe, like what Chris said, you know what? Maybe this is one of those films you got to watch with a group, like when you're all drunk and shit like that, and you're just ready to riff. Which is probably why Riff Tracks did a version of this. It is a riffable movie. For that reason, I think, yes, watch it, but like go watch it with a couple of friends, man.
No, this is not a solo film.
Yeah, don't watch this alone. We all had to watch this alone.
We did this. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I would definitely watch it with friends. I think that brings up the value quite a bit because there are things that I wasn't laughing at any of this shit when I was watching the film.
No, I wasn't either.
But I'm
like,
laughing the fuck out of it now, like talking about how absurd it all
Oh,
is.
man, there was some bad, I hate to cut in, but there was some bad editing that made me laugh hysterically in this movie. So I
should
don't know.
watch it with Chris, man. He had a good time.
Chris was a ringleader
The
on
whole
this
time
one.
I'm watching it, I'm waiting for the fucking metal music.
I know your hopes were pumped.
Yeah, man. And I was like, dude, when did fucking Jimi Hendrix gonna kick open the door and just be like, I got you, Santa?
All on the watchtower on a Florida beach.
That would have been very weird. Music by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I just felt passionately about this.
So you're at a 2, huh?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Damn, dude.
Give me a
No,
look
I'm
like
just-
a
I'm
fucking
just-
So
weird
you're at
look.
a
I'm
two.
just, I'm just,
Really?
I'm just picking it
A
up.
2, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess we'll just move on then.
Okay. Huh. I'm still at a 3.
All right, guys,
Jesus.
that's our show for this week. Remember to go to cultfilmandreview.com to get your request in. And then head over to iTunes, leave us a review. We will give you a shout out at the end of the show. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media. You can follow us at cultfilm_review on Twitter, on at cultfilm and review on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We are we're everywhere you want to be. Wherever you want to be. We're also on Spotify. So make sure that you guys check all those out. You can follow Kyle.
You can follow me on Instagram at cultfilm_Kyle.
You can follow Chris.
Cultfilm_Chris on Instagram.
You can follow Mike.
At Mike Salustio on Twitter.
And you can follow me at VHS Collect on Instagram and Snapchat. That's our show for this week. Remember, if you're going to join the cult, make sure they watch good movies. We'll see you next time.